Welcome back to episode 11 of the Skateboard Ranch, a series of episodes where you can follow my adventure in my quest to build the ultimate campground and DIY skatepark paradise. Before we get to the subject of today's video, I just want to give you guys a small update about the support program I talked to you about in the last video. Basically, this program exists to help the creation of new businesses and support them in their first year of operation and development. So for the first 3 months of the program, I had to produce a business plan and then present it to a committee that would then decide if my project was good enough to be approved for 6 more months. The whole presentation thing was so stressful. It was just like Shark Tank but without the TV cameras. And on top of that, the financial aid I was already receiving was on the line. Even though my stress level was super high, I was confident. I worked so hard on my business plan, my PowerPoint was solid, and I even did a small episode in French just for them, to make them understand what my project was really about. So I guess I did a pretty good job, because only an hour after I left the meeting room, I received a call to tell me that I was approved for an additional 6 months. I was so relieved. Thankfully, all those efforts and all that stress was not in vain. I could now relax a little bit and go back to working on the house. Which brings us to today's subject, the bathroom. If you've been following the series and watched episode 8, you remember that we had just installed the toilet in the house, which was a big milestone after using the bucket for a few months. Now the next priority was getting the shower working, because we were still using the shower bag outside. And with temperature getting lower and lower every day as fall was rolling in, it was getting less than comfortable. So with no time to waste, I started to tackle the next project on the list, cutting an opening into the wall to be able to install the bathroom exhaust fan. The old bathroom had no ventilation system whatsoever, so in my head it was a no-brainer to install one. And since there is no void between the ceiling and the second floor, I had no choice to build a lowered ceiling to be able to install the fan and connect the duct to the outside. Since there was no range fan in the kitchen and not even an exit for the dryer, I decided to do 3 birds 1 stone and build this 3-way exhaust system. After a little bit of weatherproofing and some paint, it was ready to be installed and hooked up to the fan. It was finally time to work on the actual shower, so I started by setting up the valve system and installing it. I was now ready to prep the walls for the tiles. First a coat of plaster and then some waterproofing membrane. And while I was waiting for everything to dry, I figured it was probably a good time to upgrade the privacy of our bathroom with a door. I was now almost ready to start tiling. I just had one more thing to do, cut that one tile that was gonna go over the faucet. And I have to admit, it went a lot better than I thought it would at first. Look at that! Might not be perfect, but it's close enough for me. Fun time was now over. It was really time to get to work and get those tiles up and finish that damn bathroom. As I was getting ready to hook up the drain of the bathtub, I realized that the pipe weren't lining up at all. After fiddling for a bit, I had to resign myself and take a step back so that I'd be able to take a few forward ones. At that point, nothing was going to stop me, so I plowed ahead and started my water distribution system. Since I had to redo the plumbing of the whole house, I figured it would be easier to bring the water from the pump up to the hot water tank and then split it and run all the new pipes from there. water coming in the house. Hot water back. Okay. Now we wait. While I waited for the hot water tank to do its magic, I started installing the baseboard heater I had refurbished a few weeks earlier. And to complete the bathroom, I could finally install the IKEA cabinetry that my good friend Oliviero had assembled, as well as giving me a hand with many other things around the house. Thanks so much, buddy. At that point, I was so close to have a fully functional bathroom. I just had a few more steps to go through. This was, without a doubt, the best shower of my life. After all that time without a working shower, that's one thing I'm never gonna take for granted again. Even though the near completion of the bathroom was cause for some celebration, I had no time to spare. Winter was really coming in, so I had to finish that kitchen and get a whole lot of firewood before there was too much snow outside. So that's all for today's video. Again, thanks for watching. And since you're still here, you might want to consider subscribing so you don't miss the next video. Or you can just like or leave a comment. That would really help us get the algorithm going. And you can also follow the ranch on Facebook and Instagram. So, see you soon for a new episode of the Skateboard Ranch.